Good morning, guys. We are here for another morning. We are Thursday morning here, and I think by now you know the routine for everybody. Everybody's getting their potty break. I am just finished taking care of the kennels, changing all the water buckets, cleaning all the water buckets, disinfecting all the water buckets. And then I did some yard work that needed to be done. I had a break in the fence in the back pasture, probably by wildlife, maybe coyotes. It looked for something bigger, but that needed to be mended. There was a big hole. Something dug into the pasture and then bended the fence pretty severely. So before I took the dogs out, I fixed that. So that means that I'm a little bit later today. Actually a lot later. Had also a very late night. I went to bed way past midnight. And then was up around 4:30, 5. Did some emails, was too tired to do the dogs, and then did the work. So it's about 7 o'clock right now. The dogs are very flexible, although many dogs have a routine, especially if you do the same thing every day. Dogs are really routined, which can work against you because dogs will get impatient and start whining or barking when the time to get up is there. That is why I also randomize the order of the dogs when I start my routine. That is not every day the same. It changes at night, it changes in the morning, and that is to prevent anticipation. As you've seen in the Tyrant to Teacher video, dogs can anticipate, and then, you know, if every morning the door goes open and the first thing you do is let the dogs out, eventually the door opening is the cue to be let out, and if the dog is not getting out, then he can display, you know, very unwanted behavior. So everybody got their potty break here. So we're gonna put them in the kennel. Hier, kom! My good friend Darla here. Oh, Benny still needed to go. And today is gonna be a much colder day. We were very blessed with the spring weather. In the last week and a half, it was dry and sunny with an average of about 70-75 degrees, which was amazing. And today is a transition day. Temperatures dropping back into the 60s, and then in the weekend a rainstorm and temperatures dropping back into the 40s. Benny, hier kom! There is my friend. This is Darla, Boona, and here's Darla. And like I mentioned before, I always reinforce going into the kennel. Benny loves the spring grass, it's so sweet. A lot of people think their dogs have you know, belly issues. That is also a reason why dog eats grass. But when they eat grass in the months April and May, it's very often, I'm gonna run here for the sprinkler. It's very often that they like the sugar into the new growth. They absolutely love that. So I'm gonna get Carl out, and then after that we're gonna take Ruppert out, and I will see you then. And good morning again. We have Mr. Ruppert here. He is ready to go to the bathroom. And then in today's training block, very similar work as I did yesterday. I'm going to continue doing this for, I would say, the next 2 or 3 training blocks. I think we need to be careful not to overdo it. During his potty break, this is basically the only time that I let him run loose. Other than that, he has controlled walks still on the leash. I do want a foot to heal really good. So I'm taking some extra precautionary measures, if that's a good English word. Here come! And he hears the sprinklers. And like I said, one of the new behaviors that I've seen in him is exploring after being injured. So during the injury, he didn't work for about 10 days, and he did some engagement work lightly inside, hand feeding, just for coming to me inside. But as soon as I brought him outside, he explored a lot more. So that is new. Previously, before the injury, he would stay with me all the time, and now it's like that's the one thing he regressed. I think he enjoys being outdoors and freely again. I think he is going to poop over there. So I'm gonna let that be for a little bit. I think it will solve the problem just by keep working at him. And he understands if he doesn't check in with me, he doesn't eat, he doesn't get fed. So while he's pooping, I'm gonna set up my camera and I will see you in the session. Hey guys, I had just finished the session with Ruppert. I was talking into the session a lot. Apparently in 5 seconds in my thing I got a phone call and Apple stops the video. It's one of the most annoying features of Apple phones, that when you're recording and you get a message or a phone, which I get between 500 messages a day, the phone stops recording. So I apologize for not getting the session. I am very frustrated right now, as we did make some progress and I explained a lot in this session. I need to figure out how to do this. Maybe I need to switch to another recording and just get a dedicated camera for this, because it happened a couple other times that I, recording a session and then the camera stops because of a text or a phone call or a notification. I turned all my notifications off in my phone, but it still keeps happening. So I'm gonna contact Apple and see if I can do it. If any of you know how to prevent this, please let me know in a comment or in a personal message, because I love to solve this problem. And again, maybe I need to go to a dedicated camera to film all my work. The reason why I like the phone is I can film the front and the back, and it's of course very small. It's in my pocket. I can flip it out whenever I want, and I don't need to lug with a big camera. So apologies for this. I'm gonna put Ruppert in his kennel and I will see you in the next session. Good morning, group. Here with Ruppert, ready for another training block. Again, yesterday I got phone calls and the video recorded for 5 seconds and then the Apple stopped, so you saw my rant. This morning I'm gonna try the same thing. I'm gonna go into the training block, continue working on focus. Like I mentioned before, I received some messages in response to the Ruppert series, why this process is taking so long and why wouldn't I slap a pinch collar or e-collar on the dog to punish him for not looking at me. So, well, in my approach and my philosophy, aversives within the teaching or the training should never be used. This is how I do it, and it's a very long and tedious process. Hence, before my dogs are fully trained, it takes up to a year to 2, sometimes 3 years, depending on the job they need to do. But when people see my end product and they see my personal dogs work on the field, they all want the same dog. They say, oh my God, your dog's so happy and it's always engaged. And then, you know, when it comes to personal protection, I have one of the hardest biting dogs and the most toughest dogs in the world. So for those people, training is not a microwave process. It's a very tedious process that, you know, when you compare it to food, requires sourcing the right ingredients, being very tedious in your food prep, and being very tedious in your meal preparation. And then only then you can get a very exquisite meal. So the same with my dogs here. I like to train each behavior step by step. I always talk about my sheet, my wall of paper, micro behavior sheet by sheet, and every little decision that the dog makes in a positive manner, I'm going to reinforce. So that is why I did the Ruppert series, so you can literally see what the product was and what it is after, you know, a year to a year and a half of training. So without further ado, let's go into the session. So here you see I'm rewarding these micro movements, as yesterday he had a little bit of looking to my hand when I'm stepping. And today it's better. The first repetition I didn't reward because he actually looked away way too far. Ruppert. Come on. And I dropped a piece of food there. I lumped here. Goed zo. Gaat niet ook. Goed zo, ventje. Yeah, very good. Yeah, first session went great. Haha. My click was literally a tenth of a second too late, because the click went when his head turned slightly to the left there. That was perfect. That was a step and a half, with not looking at the hands. That was great. People always ask me, this is such a tedious process. Well, so is stepping a giant ladder. The way up is taking the first step and continuing taking steps. Step by step, sheet by sheet. This is not good enough, as you can see. He's literally looking at a bird here. Good, so this is enough for me. I had some really good sessions here. Ruppert definitely improved compared to yesterday, so I'm going to stick with this training session in for the day. I'm gonna do probably 1 to 2 more sessions of this, or training blocks better, not sessions. So I'm very happy. Well, I'm gonna check if the video is good, and hopefully everything is recorded. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next session. Look at this goofball. So we're here doing some focus work. I have Ken, Stephanie, Jeff, Darla and Ruppert. And so all the dogs, the exercise for now, we're having a group exercise at our tracking fields, is to literally pay attention to the handlers and be kind of calm and neutral to the other dogs. So this is the exercise that we're doing today. Instead of the healing and focus exercise. It's part of the socialization that I do with the dog, so I'm just gonna keep recording here. I forgot my tripod, so unfortunately it is very shaky. Ruppert. And the dogs check in to get rewarded. So Rogue is a little bit dog sensitive, so that's why we have him here. So that's Rogue, that is Shiru, and Jeff and Tinka, and these are absolutely amazing, the team. So we're having a good time here. Oh, Ruppert found some food that I dropped. Look at the beautiful Darla. And again, I should have gotten my tripod, but I haven't. He's doing good, Stephanie? Yeah, he's very calm, very relaxed. So this is part of the engagement training. Understanding that paying attention in a group of dogs leads to a reward. So this is how I do my socialization with dogs. And we went for a walk with those 3 dogs, and then we went into this exercise here. And all the food comes, of course, from the hands. So everybody's feeding their dogs by hand. It's a nice day. It's about 65 degrees. Here's Miss Darla. There's Mr. Ruppert. He says, hey, where's my cookie? I think I want to play. And again, stupid for me to forget my tripod. I could launch the drone, but that might be a little bit too much for all the dogs right now. I did bring the drone, but we're gonna continue this exercise. So I encourage you with, for everybody that watches the Ruppert series and that has not done a lot of socialization is, go out with your friends, sit on a parking lot, and then teach the dogs that when they're calm and they're paying attention to you, they're getting fed. And I recommend doing that one dog at a time if you have multiple dogs. I think guys are getting a little bit anxious because I think Jeff ran out of food. He ran out of food, yeah. So why don't you put her away, Jeff? Ruppert. You can see that Ruppert is a little bit interested. Darla not. So this is a little bit too much energy for Ruppert. And again, sorry for the shaky videos, guys. I have forgotten and again, Darla checks in, Darla gets food. And when Ruppert checks in, Ruppert gets food. Ruppert? Oh, Ruppert found food that I dropped. There he is. And he understands paying attention means breakfast. I'll get a little bit closer to the dogs. See what they do. So here we are. Jeff, you mind filming a little bit? I'm gonna just ask Jeff to film a little bit so I have both my hands free. Then I can have a little bit of a demo here. Oh, and they love Jeff for sure. It's already filming, so. Super relaxed. Yeah. It's so cool to see. He's absolutely super relaxed. There's about 20 feet in between each dog, between each group. Again, he's just engaging. Hey, as you can see, guys, this is an amazing exercise to start socialization and teach the dog that when they engage with you and they're not, you know, all over the place and barking and lunging and doing crazy stuff at other dogs, they deserve their food, their lunch, their breakfast, their dinner. So the other thing that we're doing is we're socializing Rogue here. He's a little bit sensitive to dogs. And for me, it's a good opportunity to, you know, bring Ruppert into the program and teach him that calm behavior around dogs eventually leads to food, and being neutral to dogs leads to food, and being neutral is being engaged with me. So I want to thank Jeff and Ken for you know, supporting with their dogs here. They're 2 seasoned dogs, as you can see. They're very, very good, and Darla is too. But for Ruppert and Rogue, these are amazing opportunities to, you know, reinforce that engagement with the handler. Calm, assertive behavior eventually leads to all the things they are motivated in. So I hope you find this session interesting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Thank you.